Hey everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, Arizona Ghost Channel, ArizonaGhostChannel.com. That is the ArizonaGhostChannel.com. And I want to appreciate you guys for showing up and checking out our video. This is our recap of our weekend that we had this last weekend. We did a lot of really cool things. We did some really cool experiments. The original place we were going to go ghost hunting at got flooded out with all the rain. I know surprisingly it rains in Arizona. Weird. It did. It rains
It
really
did. It poured. It's flooded everything out.
like horribly. So, but nonetheless, we had a good live stream. And for those of you who participated in our live stream, we have a little surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it?
We're gonna read the little. I don't know what you call it. What do you call it?
You know what? I don't know what we used to call it. We just when I was
It was just an improvised like a story that we wrote.
Yeah, we literally, just like when we were in band, we would write two sentences, we would pass the paper on to the next person, and they would write two sentences, and it was a song. At the end of the time, it was a song. After it got done passing to everybody around, it became a song. So my buddy John and I were discussing, and we discussed maybe we should try this. So here it is. Everybody pitched in, put in two sentences each. Some put in two or three times, which was totally cool. But here's the end results, and we will give a shout out to all who participated in all that.
And we want you guys to put in the comments what you think about it. So here we go. We're going to read this. This is what we come up with. What we came up with, I should say. Okay. So it starts out. James started this. It says, on a moonless summer night, she walks alone. Her veil stuck to her face. No one to look around to see the wind blowing the leaves in circles. Her long black dress was flowy and the air smelled of fire. And in the distance, a creeping over the hill, there was a big red moon. It will be time for dancing soon. Laughing, crying, and tears of joy, the crowd had no clue of her and her endless time, seeing it as years go by. As she started to dance, the coals, red as the rose she carried, soon extinguished due to the rain that started, and she was left with only cold black soot. As the years go by, she looked in the mirror and realized she is fading away to the spirit world, and the wolves got to her. Grabbing the reins and taking her steed, little did she know she was the one in need. No moon in sight, and black like her veil, eyes as red as the demons themselves. The wolves howled, blackening her eyes, seeing the world for what it was now. The clock ticking and making her angry, she said, I know there is no one here to save me. As she turned into a wolf, tearing her steed apart, time has been wasted, hope is gone.
Oh, what do you think? I think it sounds pretty cool.
I think it turned out really cool.
And who all put into that? We want to give a big shout out to Megan Cecil, Caitlin Cecil, Arlon Tapia. Okay, sorry I butchered your name. I shouldn't by now, but I did. My wife Annette, and
yourself
and myself. I started the whole thing up. So.
And you did mention Caitlin, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So big shout out to everybody who participated in that. That was fun. We'll have something fun to do this next Saturday on our live stream. So if you're watching this, check out our live stream. Join us on Facebook at the Arizona Ghost Channel. And yep, that's it. That's our Facebook page, the Arizona Ghost Channel. We also have a TikTok channel called the same thing, the Arizona Ghost Channel. Mm-hmm. Look for the same label. And yep, there it is. So we're going to kind of just do a voiceover of how things went over the weekend. So stick around.
In the dim recesses of human imagination, ghost stories, legends, and cryptids lurk, casting long shadows across the fragile boundary between the reality and the unknown. Whispers of restless spirits drift through the ancient halls, their mournful cries echoing through time. Legends woven from the fabric of fear and mystery, tell of cursed lands and sinister forces that defy explanation. In the dark corners of the world, cryptids, creatures neither woolly myth nor proven fact, prowl. Their elusive forms glimpsed only in fleeting moments of terror. Each tale, a chilling reminder of the unseen, beckons us to ponder the eerie possibility that some nightmares are more than figments of the mind. Enter, if you dare, into a realm where the line between the living and the spectral blur, and the unknown waits to claim the unwary.
All right, we're gonna find out if these dowsing rods are an actual thing or if it's just a gimmick. We'll find out. All right, so this is our method of testing out the dowsing rods here. This was a kind of a neat process. I don't know. I honestly wasn't sure about them until we did this little test. Now, Annette is blindfolded, as you guys can all see right there, and my son Brett is right in front. And so right now he's going to kind of turn the light on just so we can kind of get a better, somewhat of a better view. I think I probably could have done this test a little bit better. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. So she has no idea really where Brett's at, because what Brett's going to do is he's going to move from one end of the room to the other very quietly, even though he has my grandson with him. He's going to move around the room very quietly, and the dowsing rods are actually going to point to where he's at. And it's pretty cool. See, there he goes. He's going to move across the room there a little bit. And kind of, as you can see, maybe you can see, there he goes. Now he's walking. Now if you could see right up there, oh, you see the shine right there. So they actually pointed to where the direction he was at. I thought that was kind of cool. See, there we go. I figured it out. I zoomed in. I'm getting better at this, guys. I promise you. So, and keep in mind that he's super quiet about it. So there it goes again, points directly towards him. I think we have a lot to learn about the dowsing rods personally, because to be honest with you, I've never really messed with dowsing rods at all. Dowsing rods are they respond better to Annette than they do with me for some reason or other. So yeah, this is pretty interesting nonetheless. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm actually holding a phone and I'm having it point at a random object. Now nobody knew anything about what I was going to do, because that's how I roll. I'm just really random about stuff. So I have it point to Brett again. And then somewhere around here I say, hey, follow this object. I don't even say what the object is. You guys obviously knew about it. Nobody else knew what I was doing. So, and it followed the object around. And I put it in front of the camera there, so, and I actually asked it questions on where it was at. So it was pointing to it. So she's blindfolded. She can't see crap. But as you can see, the dowsing rods are kind of following it. I just thought that was pretty unique. Now there's something to do. They're solid copper, and copper has a interesting effect. So one of the theories is that copper has energy that the spirits can actually bind to it, and also other minerals too. For instance, you can use these to find water, and yeah, which I think is kind of cool. It's super conductive. It's super affordable, super cheap to make, super easy to make. I know I worked in the copper mines for a long time, so I know a little thing or two about the copper. What's your take on this, honey?
I think the way that it was following you guys, your instructions, and the way it was following Brett, the way it was supposed to, was very interesting because even though I was blindfolded and I didn't have earplugs in, I had no idea of his whereabouts. And I had no idea of what you were planning with the phone. And so, with you moving a random object and it following it like it did, that was very interesting. So, at first, I was kind of skeptical about the dowsing rods, but now that I've gotten more familiar with them, I think that they're a valuable tool in the ghost hunting, the way we do things. So, yeah, I think it was an interesting and an interesting way of doing things and learning how to use them and their powers per se.
Yeah, yeah, it's super interesting. Okay, so now we're sitting at his kitchen table doing what we call the Estes method. Now, the Estes method it was developed in Estes, Colorado, at the Stanley Hotel. If you're not sure what the Stanley Hotel is, you need to watch The Shining. That's the old Jack Nicholson, The Shining. Yeah, they called it the Overlook. Yeah, the Overlook Hotel. Real life, it was called the Stanley Hotel, and it was where Stephen King himself wrote The Shining. He was in that particular hotel too, and so just thought it was very interesting. Now, the Estes method is you are completely cut off from the environment around you with your hearing and your eyesight. So you are literally the communicative device with said spirit if they choose they want to speak through you. It's not a seance. It's nothing witchery about it. It's just when you lose all your senses, your sense of sight and your sense of hearing, you tend to open up what they call the third eye, and things are more clear when things happen. And so what I actually did here is I'm very random person, is I actually have Allison and Brett switch places quietly. Nobody knew I was going to do that. Nobody knew I was even thinking about doing that. So sometime in the video you'll see them switch sides, and that's because I maybe they already did it. I don't remember, but I had them switch sides at some point. But anyways, not a whole lot happens here in this clip. The Yeah, I did have them switch sides in this video. Not a whole lot happens here. We couldn't. There wasn't very much going on. We didn't find anything on the EVP, and they just didn't want to talk. It clicked on the K2 meter there a little bit, and it moves the ball, makes the ball light up a little bit. But other than that, it really didn't do a whole lot. So, anyways, it was just kind of interesting to see here. Now, what Dad was talking about on our live stream for that was basically we ended up, okay, we're gonna glue a piece of hot glue a piece of string to one of the cat balls and hang it from the ceiling. Just hang it with a piece of string on some tape. That way, if there's any kind of vibration in the table, it won't set it off,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be able to see if it moves.
I think they're
So,
getting
yeah.
ready to switch places.
Yep, here they go. Okay, cool. Yeah. And nobody had any idea I was going to ask them to do that.
And I had no idea that they were switching places because, again, I can't hear and I'm blindfolded. So all I have is what's coming through the Estes method that I'm hearing that I'm supposed to be repeating. So, okay. So Allison now is going to be on my right and Brett will be on my left.
Yep.
So this is interesting because I know you had some questions for them and you asked to look at me, or you asked me to look at Allison after I reviewing the video with you, and where she was sitting is where I looked.
Yeah.
So I had no idea, that they had switched, and maybe it was just her residual energy there. I don't know. But I know that, you were asking some random questions
Yeah,
here.
that's what I do. I always try to debunk everything. Everything that we ever investigate, I always try to debunk because you just don't want to be that person that says, "Oh my gosh, everything's haunted, everything's crazy." No, you want to try to, you know, debunk everything of the obvious. Uh,
See what's causing the balls to light up, see what's causing the EMF to go off. And, as far as everything that was coming through on the spirit box through the earphones, there was a lot of stuff coming through that I couldn't understand because it was kind of muffled. But some of the things that came through, I did understand and I was able to repeat. But during the investigation, I did let you guys know that there was a lot of music coming through. And so I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be there or if they wanted me to hear it. But I did let you guys know, at that time whenever you asked about it.
so we were switching back and forth with spirit box apps. We were going back from the necrometer. We were going to Ghost Tube. Did you see something in the video? Oh yeah, see this.
That's exactly where I was
Yeah,
staring at Allison.
this is where. Now I'm gonna kind of debunk this just a little bit because she knew that Allison was right there in that particular spot. So I'm gonna kind of roll that out as a 50-50 kind of thing. Like, okay, yeah, you knew Allison was right there, but
I looked to the
I
other
asked
side.
you
Did you see
again
that?
where Allison was sitting, and Allison is literally sitting next to me at the table. So maybe that first part she knew where she was. Senses came to her. She knew where that was. We also did this. We don't have any. Well, we have footage, but we weren't able to put it out on YouTube due to the homeowner's request to remain anonymous and private. But uh, the homeowner that we were at before this, we had done the same thing, and she had asked where her son was, and at that time, her son wasn't even at the table to begin with at the start. So when she asked where her son is, she says, "Do you know where my son is?" And Annette looked right at where her son was sitting. I mean, like dead smack right next to it. So I do strongly believe that this method is a vital tool. Um, I think it's more for bringing in communicating with spirits rather than finding out if a place is haunted. I've seen people on TikTok that do the Estes method, and it's pretty interesting. And some people say go into it 5 minutes, don't go into it longer than 5 minutes. We've done the Estes method for like 30 minutes, and honestly, nothing on our end has ever happened that was crazy dramatic. But
Yeah, I did that one for almost 30 minutes, like you said, and I was totally fine afterwards. No lasting effects or anything that happened on my end. So
yeah, it was
I think it's pretty well debunked on that sense, um, as far as time wise. But
see right there, the ball moves.
yeah, I did
There, the
see
ball
that.
flickered.
And nobody was touching the table.
Yeah. See, as you can see, my son is just barely leaning up on it, and the ball it lights up. So I just thought that was kind of neat. Nothing like I said, see, there it goes again. It lights up again.
And nobody's touching the
Yeah,
table.
nobody's touching it.
Except for me.
If you want to see the actual raw footage of this Estes method, join our Facebook page, the Arizona Ghost Channel, and uh, I'm going to ask questions before I let you in because I don't want bots in and I don't want scammers in and I don't want spam in and all that other garbage. So there will be questions asked, and they're completely utter random. They're not the normal questions that you would get asked to join a Facebook page. They're random questions by me personally. So, but yeah, feel free to check out our page too. Check out our website. You can join our Facebook page through our website. We'll have the links below everything. See,
There goes the ball
there goes
again.
the ball again. That's pretty crazy. Yeah.
There was something channeling me to, and something about wanting to let you guys know that it was there. Something was channeling me. And it was very concentrated on letting you know that it was there with some of the things that we have there on the table. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Interesting. Yeah, so we'll have all these devices and everything in our in the links below, uh, in the comments, or not in the comments, but in our description. Links below to all this equipment that we're using will be in the description below. So feel free to click and check that out too. We have blindfolds, we have earmuffs, AirPods.
Noise canceling.
Yeah, noise canceling.
I had no idea what was being said at all.
So we doubled up the hearing loss. We put in noise canceling earmuffs, and we also had noise canceling AirPods. Yeah, AirPods. So all the links to that are going to be in the description below. So click on that. So nobody has to go and look for, oh, what are they using? Boom, the links are right there. So, as well as the cat toys also, as silly as that sounds.
What we like to refer to as sensor balls.
Yeah, there you go, sensor balls. Yeah, motion balls, sensor balls, but yeah, anyway, see, there it goes again. Now that one could have been debunked. Allison says she didn't touch the table, but it's very possible. Yeah, she's sitting there saying that she didn't, but it's hard to say, really. But yeah, it wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, there was not a whole lot going on that night, and like I said, there was things coming through on the
see, that time nobody
Estes
touched
method.
Yeah,
and a lot of it I couldn't understand, and I wanted to repeat it, but I didn't want it to come through as being wrong, so I didn't repeat it. And there, Brett put his hand over the EMF and the balls and everything, make sure that everybody knows that there is nothing attached to these whatsoever to making them go off or for some other reason other than spirit contact.
yeah. See, right there, it does it again. So something was really attracted to that sensor ball. Not sure what. We don't ever deal with anything malevolent, so.
There's a few times that someone's name was mentioned, and she was in the room. It was her mom, and I guess I came through with her name a couple of times, and I didn't know this until I reviewed the content. But see that ball that just keeps going off. It's very sensitive to motion. So
probably what we'll do this next go around is we'll have a ball on the table and we'll have a ball just suspended just barely above, like maybe like a centimeter above the table, where if a vibration hits it, it's not going to set that ball off. But
right,
yeah, and see right there,
As you can
So,
see that I'm not touching the table, and it just went off for just a quick second. Allison's touching the table, but she's not really moving, and see, it keeps going off.
yeah.
So that was pretty interesting.
So there was definitely something trying to come through, but it wasn't coming through very much on Annette's end. And that could have been our fault too, because we were switching, apps and different devices to get we tried to get the best uh, method, the best audio as we possibly can. So yeah, we'll have the spirit box that we're using. We'll have that. The links will be in the description below too as well. So definitely going to want to go check that out too. So,
But as far as everything else, it's pretty quiet, except for that one sensor ball.
and that's pretty much a wrap for what we've got. So stick around. We've got some little announcements coming. And we're back. Hey, what'd you guys think of all that footage and everything like that? I know it wasn't like super exciting, but I thought it was pretty cool. Nonetheless, we learned some new things about our equipment. We learned some new techniques and things like that. We learned a lot more about the Estes method, and we learned a lot more about the dowsing rods. So, yeah, put it in the comments. Let us know what you guys like best about our video. And please check out our website, www.thearizonaghostchannel.com, and click the links below. And below that will be all of our equipment that we used. And they're going to check out our Amazon affiliate link and click the links below in the description. And that'll get you started on your ghost hunting adventure. So we want to thank you guys for coming by. Join our Facebook group, and you can be part of the live stream on Fridays. We'll see ya. Bye.